Hello students, in this video we will study about some basic concepts of chemistry. When we start studying chemistry, some questions arise in our mind like what is chemistry? Why it is necessary to understand the chemistry? What is the knowledge of chemistry useful in our day-to-day life? To answer these questions, we have some basic knowledge of chemistry. Chemistry deals with the matter, that is composition as well as properties of a matter. Matter is composed of atoms and molecules. So simply we can say that chemistry is a science which can give answer about atoms and molecules. Before we study about some basic concepts of chemistry, we should understand the usefulness of chemistry, that is importance of chemistry in our day-to-day life. Chemistry is important in our day-to-day life. Simply thinking about breathing process in which glucose molecule reacts with 6 moles of O2, gives 6 CO2, 6 H2O and energy is liberated. This reaction already you have been studied in your previous standard. By using this equation we can say energy is liberated, and because of this energy we are able to do maximum works. Second thing, if we study, then our needs of food and healthcare, that has become possible because of the knowledge of chemistry. Drugs like cisplatin and Taxol are used for the treatment of cancer. Drugs like AZT, that is azithromycin, is used in the treatment of AIDS. Beside which, in chemical industries, soaps, detergents, insecticides, pesticides, etc. are manufactured in the chemical industry. That is also because of knowledge of chemistry. In the brain, nitric oxide acts as messenger compound, and in immune system it slows down the growth of tumor cells, as well as CFC has been replaced by a safer chemical. Now we will study different branches of chemistry. There are different branches of chemistry: organic chemistry, inorganic chemistry, physical chemistry. Beside with that, industrial chemistry and biochemistry. Now we study classification of matter. Classification of matter can be understood by simplest classification. First we think for universe. It is classified as matter and energy. Matter is further classified as physical classification and chemical classification. In physical classification, there are main three possibilities: solid, liquids, and gases. Beside with solid, liquid, and gases, we have other forms of physical classification like white dwarf, black body, black hole, etc. But there are main types: solid, liquid, and gas. Beside with this also we can say plasma and Bose-Einstein condensate. Now, chemical classification are done in three categories: element, compounds, and third is mixtures. And as far as energy is concerned, we can say visible rays, infrared, ultraviolet rays, radio waves. All these are the forms of energy. Now elements are further classified into two categories, that is natural element and artificial element. And there are three types of elements: metals, non-metals, and semi-metals. Compounds are of two types: organic compound and inorganic compound. And mixtures are classified as homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Now we'll study about solid, liquid, and gases. Some important properties of solid, liquid, and gas. In solids, constituent particles are held so tightly, because of that very less free movement is possible. On this basis we can say solids have definite shape as well as definite volume. On the other hand, if we think about liquids, then constituent particles are more free to move in the case of liquid. Because of that, liquids have definite volume, but they do not have definite shape. They acquire the shape of container in which they are filled. Now we'll discuss about gas molecules. Suppose gas molecules are kept in a gas jar or in a closed vessel. Then they are totally free to move. Gas molecules are totally free to move in all possible directions. From this study we can say neither they have definite volume nor definite shape. For gaseous molecules we can say neither they have definite volume nor definite shape. Now we will study interconversion of all these states. Solid on heating, solids on heating converts to liquids, and liquids on cooling gives back solid. Same way liquids on heating converts to gas, and that gas on cooling gives liquid again. In chemical classification, first we have to study about element. Element is pure substance and it is made up of same type of atoms: hydrogen, helium, nitrogen, sulfur, etc. Before we study anything, we must understand about the periodic table which you have studied previously. Periodic table. Already you have been studied in your previous classes about periodic table. Periodic table is classified in 4 blocks: S block, P block, D block and F block. So there are 4 blocks in the periodic table, modern periodic table. First we will understand about S block. S block contains 2 groups, group number 1 and group number 2. Group 1 and group 2. Because all you know about groups and period in previous years you studied about. So first group elements. Group first elements are, slogan wise first we will try to understand. लीना करे, ली ना करे, रब से कैसे फरियाद. Once more, ली ना करे, रब से कैसे फरियाद. Hydrogen is also present in group 1, but the position of hydrogen in the modern periodic table is controversial. That is why its study will be done later on. Now in group 2, the elements present slogan wise. बेटा मांगे कार सारी, बेटा मांगे कार सारी, बापा रड़े. बेटा मांगे कार सारी, बापा रड़े. Or another slogan is possible, बेमग का सारा बारा. Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. Now this is about S block. Same way in P block we have group number 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. These many groups are included in P block. In modern periodic table, S block is present left hand side and P block is present at right hand side, and in the middle of that too D block is present, and at the bottom F block is given. So first we will understand the elements present in group 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. First of all, group 13. Group 13 elements. The way to remember elements of group 13 is Bengan, Alu, Gajar in thela. Once more, Bengan, Alu, Gajar in thela. Boron, aluminium, gallium, indium and thallium. In group 14, the slogan to remember the elements is Kasi Gayo Shankar Prabhu. Kasi Gayo Shankar Prabhu. Simply carbon, silicon, germanium, tin and plumbum. These are the elements present in group 14. Now in group 15, the slogan newspaper as sub BK. Newspaper as sub BK. Nitrogen, phosphorus, arsenic, antimony and bismuth. Now group 16 elements. Os se tipo. Os se tipo. These are the elements present in group 16. Now group 17. Group 17. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine and astatine. Thakal bariyat. And in group number 18, HENE, Hina, Nina और करीना एक्शन में रहना. Once more, the slogan utilized to remember the elements of group 18 is Hina, Nina और करीना एक्शन में रहना. Helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. Beside with that, the new elements 113, 114, 115, 116, 117 and 118 we can remember in the form of symbol NH. Fl, another symbol for group number 14, 114 element is Fl, then Mc, then Lv. This is the symbol for group number 16 and it is 116 number. Lv is 116 number. Now, in group number 17, 117 element is having Ts symbol and Og is the symbol for group number 18 and it is having 118 number. I will teach you periodic table in detail in the unit classification of elements and periodicity in properties. Now, another topic that we have to understand is molecules and compounds. Molecule, simply taking example of hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, etc. are said to be molecule because they are made up of same type of atoms. Hydrogen plus hydrogen, the molecule so formed is H2. It is hydrogen molecule. Same way we can take the case of oxygen molecule. O2. Definitely, between hydrogen and hydrogen, there is a single covalent bond present, and between oxygen and oxygen, there is double covalent bond is present. But these are the examples of molecules. Now we will also understand about compound. When two or more elements combine with each other and form a molecule of compound like carbon dioxide, water, ammonia, H2SO4, HNO3 and lots of examples are possible of compound. If we depict the compound, then simply we can depict the compound by using symbol. Here if we understand oxygen, then these are the atoms of hydrogen. Then this will be the depicting diagram for H2O we can speak. Now in compound, constituent particles cannot be separated by physical method, but they can be separated by chemical method. Now another thing which we need to understand is mixtures. Mixtures are of two types: homogeneous mixture and second is heterogeneous mixture. Homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. There are lots of examples around us of homogeneous mixtures like sugar plus water, sodium chloride, common salt plus water. These are the best example, well-known examples of homogeneous mixture. In homogeneous mixture, composition remains throughout. Composition remains throughout in homogeneous mixture, but in heterogeneous mixture, composition is not found throughout. Simply taking example of mud solution. Mud solution is an example of heterogeneous example. There are so many examples of heterogeneous mixtures also. But the main difference between homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture is that in homogeneous mixture, compositions remains throughout, means we are unable to find out where the solute particles and where the solvent particles are present because they remain throughout in the mixture. And that is why it is known as homogeneous mixture. Beside heterogeneous mixture, composition is not found throughout in the solution. Now we will study properties of matter and measurement. Properties of matter and measurement. First we will study physical properties. Properties like color, boiling point, melting point, order. These all properties are said to be physical properties. Beside with that, chemical properties is based on the chemical reactions that takes place in that substances or particular substances. That will be the chemical properties. But on the other hand, we have some properties which are quantitative in nature. Quantitative properties like length, breadth, area. These are the properties of a matter. We can say they are quantitative properties. When we speak that length of a room is 5 meters, it means that 5 denotes the number and m denotes the meter. It means we need to understand quantitative properties. So first of all we will understand international system units in which 7 basic quantities are considered. SI units, or it is known as International System Units. There are 7 physical quantities included in SI system, and they are as length, mass, time, electric current, length, mass, time, electric current, thermodynamic temperature, amount of substance, and last is luminous intensity. So these are 7 basic physical quantities included in SI system. So we can say that this is name of the physical quantity. Now, symbol used for these physical quantities are length, mass, time T, electric current I, thermodynamic temperature capital T, amount of substance small n, luminous intensity is denoted by the symbol. Now, SI units for all these physical quantities. For length, it is meter. For mass, kilogram. For time, second. For electric current, ampere. For thermodynamic temperature, it is Kelvin. For amount of substance, it is mole. And luminous intensity, candela. So symbol for the units are meter, small m, kilogram, kg, second, small s, ampere is denoted as capital A, Kelvin as capital K, mole is denoted as MOL, and candela is denoted as CD. So these are SI units, physical quantities included in SI unit. Beside with that, we have to study other physical quantities also. Mass and weight. Mass, the amount of matter present. The amount of matter present in a matter is known as its mass. The amount of matter present in a substance is known as mass. But the force of gravity exerts on mass, means we can say on substance, is known as its weight. So weight is equal to mass into gravitational force. W is equal to m into g. Unit of mass is kilogram, but in the laboratory, chemist has to take small amount of chemical material. That is why it is also denoted as gram 2. So we can say 1 kilogram is equal to 1000 gram. Weight are also done in chemistry laboratory, and for that analytical balance to measure the chemical compounds in laboratory, analytical balance is utilized. Now another physical quantity we will study is density. Density is equal to mass upon volume. But SI unit of mass is kilogram and volume is length cube. So we can say kilogram meter cube, or otherwise we can write kilogram meter raised to minus 3. But for the sake of simplicity, another unit of density can also be taken as gram per ml. Gram per ml is also taken. Now, we will study different scales of temperature. For temperature, there are different scales like Kelvin, Celsius and Fahrenheit. These are three different scales used to understand the temperature. Degree Celsius can be converted to degree Fahrenheit by taking 9 by 5. Degree Fahrenheit is equal to 9 by 5 degree Celsius plus 32. This is the formula by which degree Celsius can be converted to degree Fahrenheit, and if degree Fahrenheit is given, then we can find out degree Celsius. Take example, minus 40 degrees Celsius temperature is such a temperature which on conversion to degree Fahrenheit we will get minus 40 answer. Degree Fahrenheit is equal to 9 by 5 degree Celsius minus 40 plus 32. So on cancellation we are getting minus 40 answer. So minus 40 is such a temperature in which we can say degree Fahrenheit and degree Celsius both remain same. Beside with this, we have to understand that if we have to convert degree Celsius into Kelvin, then we can utilize this formula. Kelvin temperature is equal to degree Celsius temperature plus 273. So we will get T is equal to T degree Celsius plus 273.